In resistant welding, the heat is generated by the electrical resistance to current flow at the junction to be welded. This can be easily understood from the diagram which follows this slide. And here the principal resistance welding is the resistance spot welding. Here it is also one of the fusion welding process where it uses both the combination of heat and pressure to accomplish the coalescence. This diagram will clearly show how this resistant welding is taken place. Here some of the components which we have for this resistant welding are, we have electrodes. We have two electrodes both at the upper side and also at the bottom. We have to give some pressure on both the electrodes so that these two metal pieces, when we want to join this current which is passing through this electrode will get resisted, and because of that a weld nugget would be produced by at the joining surfaces of these two plates, and thus it will melt and it will join together. And here these components of the resistance spot welding are the parts to be welded. Usually sheet metals are used for this type of resistance welding. Two opposing electrodes, and we have to apply pressure to squeeze parts between the electrodes, and there would be a power supply from which a controlled current can be applied for a specific time duration. And the advantages and the drawbacks of the resistance welding are, when we talk about the advantages, it does not require any filler material. High production rates are possible with this resistance welding. It lends itself to mechanization and automation involving less human labor, lower operator skill level than the arc welding, and good repeatability and reliability. These are the advantages of this resistance welding. Whereas its disadvantages are, its equipment cost is very high, and it is limited to only make lap joints rather than the other joining processes. The resistance spot welding is an important welding process which uses this resistance principle, where in automobiles the automobile body or any other sheet metal work involves this spot welding, in which the fusion of faying surfaces of a lap joint is achieved by one location by opposing electrodes. Generally, it is used to join sheet metal parts. That's what I said, the automobile body, and widely used in mass production of automobiles, metal furnitures like bureaus or any other tables or any other household appliances which use these sheet metals. And if you see a car body, it has around 10,000 spot welds, which holds the sheet or body cover with the frames. The annual production of automobiles in the world is measured in tens of millions of units. This could be achieved only because of this type of welding processes. And here the spot welding cycle involves, see the first one, we are keeping the parts which are to be welded in between the electrode, and the second we have to close the electrode so that the circuit would be formed, and the third is the current would be passed because these electrodes have opposite terminals, so positive and negative, so hence this current would be passed. And in the fourth step, once the current is passed for a certain time, then there would be a breaker, so the current cuts off, so automatically the pass of current is limited to the time period, and the electrodes are opened, and these two metals after welding can be taken out.